is Bhagirath Joshi, and I think it's almost 1 minute, so I still can say good morning to noontime. So I'm going to tell you and show you that how to generate profit. Because right now what is happening, that every municipality, not just in India, but even in the foreign countries, they are thinking sewage treatment as a waste of money because their resources are taken up to do that. This is an alternative way to sustain that process of sewage treatment and also profiting from it. What that means that if they install this new version of system for the sewage treatment, they can recoup their original investment in 7 to 10 years, and then they start profiting from it. Not only that, they can create the employment for the engineers, electrical engineers, biochemists, chemists, everyone, and metallurgists also. So this is very interesting, where we are going to talk about power generation, nutrient recovery, fertilizer, and precious metals. So we are recovering all these. So it's a dirty subject, a sewage. Right now what is happening is, the municipalities are collecting the sewage, waste water through the pipes and throwing it in Ganga Nadi or in Kaveri or Krishna or all other places. Now that is a bad thing to do. They are actually destroying the holiness of our rivers. So now, what are the environmental culprits in there? The sewage contains methane gas from decaying, the biomass. That methane goes into the air, and that's a greenhouse gas. So it hurts our environment, raises the temperature of the whole world. Next is phosphorus and sulfur. Phosphorus and sulfur in the water actually kills off all the fish and the life in there, and it creates a hazard by creating algae and all other. So it actually pollutes the waters very badly. Urea and uric acid. You know that urea is a fertilizer, and in the sewage it's the maximum. So we need to have somehow get that out. And the heavy metals. Heavy metals, some of them are very, very, very poisonous. The way we get the heavy metals in there is by eating all these medicines. That we take all these medicines that goes through urine, and you get all this in the sewage. Plus, when there were rainfalls and all that, then the water wash. The other chemicals, they wash into it with it. So that's what happens. So there you go. Methane gas, when biomass decays, it generates, I already told you, it is also a fuel. So if we can somehow capture it and use it to generate the electricity, methane can burn. It is energy source. So a modern sewage facility must have capability to harvest methane gas. Once you have the methane gas, that can be converted into electricity, and now we have electric generators which does not have moving parts. They are fuel cell based. So you can have in the moving part, where normally what you do is you use that to heat the water to high temperature, then you generate the electricity, and most of the heat is lost in the air. In this, so you get only 30% efficiency. With the new type of fuel cells and the the electric generating plants, you get up to 90% efficiency with 10% heat. So that is another good thing. Urea and uric acid, a modern plant, I already told you what it does. So I say modern plant must have an ammonia recovery stage. Once you generate the ammonia and capture it and liquefy it, you can sell it to the fertilizer companies. Sulfur and phosphorus, that is also You buy the sulfate, like if any one of you are a farmer, you buy the sulfate for your plant, farm, and you also buy phosphate. So those two are coming from our food chain. Whatever we eat has that, so that we can recover. This molybdenum, cadmium, and thallium. These are very, very expensive, metals, but they are very toxic also. Some of them, one of molybdenum is that rat poison. The oxide, molybdenum, that's a rat poison. So, worldwide need for rare earth, some of the other earths, rare earths, is $4 billion every year. Only 100,000 ton is being produced. And it is very hard to produce, but we have very high concentrations of those metals in the sewage. So if we can recover those, then we have money-making system. So, and biofertilizer. Now, we cannot directly use the biomass that comes out of it because it has all of those contaminants. So you need to first remove it. Also make sure that it is safe for the farmer because it will have all the viruses, all the bacteria, whoever got sick, all those things are sitting there. So what you need to do is you have to grade it, dry it first, grade it, and then mix it with soil and pelletize it. So it has to be in the form of pellet, so it is safe for the farmer to use. It does not go in the air. If you give him in a powder form, he's going to be dead. He's going to die, the farmer, because of that contaminant. So this is precaution that we have to take if we are selling the biofertilizer from it. There is also another alternative where you can just burn this because it has very high in carbon. You burn it and it has a lot of, it is just like a coal, and you can generate the secondary electricity from it. So biomass is fuel. This is the alternative where you can set up a plant. So basically supply it to the thermal power plant, that biomass, and you sell it basically. So now the question is it really a sewage treatment plant? No, because it's not a sewage plant anymore. It is an electric generating powerhouse, a valuable fertilizer, chemical extraction factory, a precious metal extraction factory, and an organic fertilizer factory. So we are creating from the sewage these 4 factories. Now how many people we will need to run that? We are creating a new employment in this field and becoming smart green city. Any city can become smart by employing this and changing their way of doing. So in the sewage treatment plant, I don't know if everybody can read it, but there are 2 phases. This particular one, we separate out the solids and liquid, and the liquid goes to the ammonia recovery stage, then it goes to phosphorus recovery stage, then sulfur recovery, and then metal recovery. The solids, they are digested. There are digesters, huge big tanks where it produces methane. From there it is created electricity, and then whatever is remaining is washed, and then that biomass, that washed liquid, goes back to that liquid there, so it can further recover the other metals which might be trapped in there. Then you go and you can either take that biomass, burn it, and get the electricity out, or you can pelletize it, create a biofertilizer, but then you have to test it that you are not leaving the heavy metals which are dangerous to us and the animals and the farm itself. Okay? And then you can generate electricity, heat, recover metal from ashes. When you burn it, you are still not done. You can recover the metals from those ashes, because the ash, the one that is jo rehta hai in the end, ash, that you can recover the metals. In case of pelletized biofertilizer, you package it and ship it, sell it, right? So there you go. So now where is the money? It is estimated that the investment is recovered within 7 years of operation. This is United States because they sell it at a higher price. I'm assuming that here you might be, will take 10 years to recover all the money. So here is the case study. Scientists strike gold in the sewer. You see, this is published in a scientific journal, Scientific American. Sewage sludge contains millions of dollars worth of gold. Now, when you throw it away, you are losing gold and silver. You see? So, this is also rethinking. It says, okay, it turns out that a ton of sludge left behind when treating sewage contains several $100s worth of metals, potentially enough to generate millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, other minerals each year for a city of 1 million people. Now, who know what million is? You know what million? What is it?
10 lakhs.
10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. So it's easy to say 10 lakhs, which is you can understand. And you can see that the upshot, there is as much as 13 million worth of US dollar 13 worth of metal in the sludge produced every year by 1 million person city. So if it is a 10 lakh population, you are throwing away $13 million. You see? So, and that includes that 30 million, $2.6 million in gold and silver. Now, how that comes about? Because when it rains, all the rainwater goes into the sewage system, and that wash contains the gold and silver. So this is the system. So if you like it, so here it is. This is what they did at in Hamburg, Germany. This is the Wasser plant. They process waste for 23 lakhs people, extract aluminum, calcium, iron, phosphorus. They haven't graduated to gold yet. They will be shortly. Sewage produces 90,000 tons of methane per day, just from 23 lakhs. So what happens for us, when we have a big, huge city like Mumbai with 230 lakhs people, it's really big power generation that we are not doing, which produces, that 90,000 tons of methane gas produces 176,500 kilowatt of electricity every day, and 91,500 kilowatt hour of heat. Now they are using the conventional method that they are burning the methane to generate the heat. In our case, if we use the same thing, the same power plant, and same methane can generate double the production of the electricity. So additional electricity and heat is produced by burning the carbon neutral dried sludge. Because now what we are doing is, when we are burning that, we are not increasing the carbon dioxide in the air because it is part of the cycle. The food was created, we ate the food, now it is being burned and going in the air. So it is a carbon neutral, zero carbon footprint. So this whole process is zero carbon footprint. On the top of it, I will go to the next slide. So modern electricity generators, they look like this, stationary. There is no moving part except for fan, because they have to push it through and generate the electricity. You can have up to 90% power generation efficiency. And they are low temperature. That means the temperature does not go beyond 90 degrees Celsius. Just the low temperature. Phosphorus recovery. I had this video, if you can play it here. I have this. Is it interesting?
Yes.
What I said?
Yes. So the gold coming from where?
Gold comes from the wash directly, and also some of the medicine contain gold. People take a lot of vitamins. Some of them might have traces of gold, and the other gold is coming from the wash, because the whole earth has the gold. is covered with gold. So anytime something washes in from outside, and also some people lose their rings and things like that. That will be there. You see, and the silver we normally eat in everything. Like the food, you put it on that shiny thing on it.
Yes, yes, silver I can understand.
Yeah, foil.
Gold I just.
Yeah.
It's
Any
in the
other?
metallic form or ionic form?
Which one?
Silver or gold, whatever it is.
They are all, compounds.
Compound.
Silver is going to be compound. Gold is just going to be gold because it's very hard to make gold chloride. It's only one thing it makes. Right? It just reacts in aqua regia and makes gold chloride. That's it. Gold does not make any other compound. So that's where it is. It's https://youtube.be/raxtsler-a. Okay. So you can watch that at your leisure. It's a very nice system which produces phosphate and crystals in crystal form, and you can just sell it directly to the industry. Packaging. There you go. Now for the this data is from Gujarat State Fertilizer. Okay. When they are producing their chemical fertilizers, you can see that the phosphoric acid they are buying in 2015-16 was $785 per metric ton. Okay. This one is 617. Last year, they got lucky and it was $617 per metric ton. You can see the prices of ammonia, rock sulfate, sulfur, all those things. So you can see that they have a raw material cost. And what is the raw material cost for our plant? Zero. Only thing you have to collect, it comes on its own. You process it, you recover it. If you just recover and you don't want to do anything, you can sell it to GSFC, you make money. And so estimate this for, if we do the plant for Mumbai, okay, metals, electricity will be 100 megawatt electricity plant for them from just sewage treatment. They can have a 100 megawatt plant. They can generate metals, recover metals of $113 million US. That is the estimate. It could be more or less. That's what they can generate. Phosphorus, they can generate 83,000 metric ton. Now, multiply with that numbers, with that prices that they are paying to import. And those are FOB price, so that means they have to pay for the transportation. Sulfur, 160,000 metric ton. Ammonia, I haven't done that calculation yet, but the ammonia would be so much that they will be able to provide urea, which will be produced more than the GSFC plant. Okay. And the biofertilizer, if you use it as a biofertilizer, it will be, you can just see that much will be producing 1 year. 18 lakhs metric ton. So now you see the money, where the money is, and that is why we need this green technology. And how many engineers and chemists and operators will be employed at that plant? More than 1,000. So we see that now it is not a sewage treatment plant, it is a factory, a huge factory, where everybody is employed and we are saving the environment in turn. So there you go. So there I am. Antech Environmental Laboratories, Bhagirath Joshi, that's it. That's where we are located. So you can get to us whenever. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The other token of appreciation would like to hand over a small momentum.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation.
Yes.